Hello everyone and welcome to prompt number 62. Let's see what we've got. We've got a double something sticky, okay, and footprints. All right, so right away I already have like a vision of you'll see. Let's get into it. And here you see. So my first idea was actually using that line that separates the two prompts and making it into a sort of like hill or mountain. And going up that mountain was going to be a trail of sticky footprints, and there was going to be a kid following them and I guess exploring as kids do, getting into trouble and going up the mountain. I don't know. But of course I have to explore a few other ideas, so then I thought I would design the monster that the kid might be following. So I came up with this, I guess goopy dinosaur sort of thing. I mean, I guess it's not exactly a dinosaur because it has sort of a bushy, gooey tail, but also it's just gooey in general. And I thought that was kind of fun, but then I thought I would go really basic and draw a teddy bear with some honey and it stepping in it and creating sticky footprints. And there you have it. Those are my only ideas that I had for this prompt, or at least the ones that I could fit on this page. And of course I had to go with the original idea because it was the most fun to play around with. So I had a few ideas going into this prompt about how I would go about drawing this, and my original idea was to put down a base of watercolor and just kind of put the base color and a few shadows and details here and there. And then I was going to go crazy with the mixed media. I thought about using my colored pencils that I just got a few days ago, because like I mentioned in that scrawler box, I wanted more colored pencils to play around with. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy a huge pack of colored pencils. So I did. And then I also thought I would use my gouache because I haven't used my gouache in a while, and I thought this would be a good chance to put gouache on top of watercolor because gouache is able to, I guess, layer better than watercolor is. And that was basically my game plan. I wanted to make this more detailed background than I normally do. It's not going to be realistic, but just more detailed than I normally do. And on top of that background, I was going to put some characters, or my original idea was having that boy following some footsteps, but to be honest, I wasn't really sold on that exact boy. I did want to create some sort of other character or just some sort of lovable character, and I thought about going back to these characters that I designed about 4 years ago. It's a dog and a cat, and they travel and explore, but then I thought, you know what? No, this is a prompt. I'm supposed to be coming up with new things. But let's be honest, in the end, I didn't do anything super exciting or creative. But I can actually say I am pretty happy with this prompt, so good job, me. So something I really want to play around with in my backgrounds, aside from adding more detail, is really working on that depth. And one of the easiest things you can do, I think, is making objects in the background be very light and blue. So I think I really was successful with this with the trees, and then of course making things closer to, I guess, the viewer to be much darker. But with that, I don't think I was as successful. I think the best thing I could have done was to make the trees just a little bit bigger because they do look almost the exact size as the ones that are far away. Though it is the top of the trees, I do think I could have pushed their size just a little bit more. But aside from that, I really like this background and I think it's a lot of fun. And as you will be seeing in a little bit, I did not put the characters in there traditionally. I ended up putting the characters into it digitally. I haven't decided yet if I want to go back and put those characters in traditionally or just come up with something better that I like. But right now, as it is, it's just a plain background and I'm not sure if I'll put anything in, but we will see. Until then, enjoy this peel porn. So like I said, I ended up adding the characters in digitally because I've been wanting to do a different medium for these prompts for a long time. I'm talking 3D print pen, I'm talking clay, I'm talking sewing something. I think it would be really fun to do more than just watercolor, and especially because it will be keeping you guys on your toes. But yeah, I've been wanting to do a digital piece for a very long time, but I'm not quite committed to do a fully digital piece, but I really think it's fun to mix them. Back in my digital art days, I was never successful at getting that sort of traditional painty look. I had tried it multiple times, but I just didn't think it was for me, and I was never good at it. But I do think in the end I ended up going to vector, and that does fit more of my style better, so whatever. But now that I do a lot of traditional artwork, I think it is really fun to be able to do sort of a traditional aspect, scanning it in, and then going into Photoshop and adding some sort of digital sort of thing to it. I guess this is similar to how I say I really like it when something's really realistic. And then there is this really cute cartoony character that's very simple and just very different than the realistic style that it's with. So although my watercolor background isn't super detailed or realistic or anything, I think it is really interesting to have that, contrasting style between the very smooth smooth digital art and the textured and unpredictable traditional art that I put in there. Wow, I really struggled with that sentence. So if I had to talk about the design of the characters that I put in, I'm not super happy with them at all, but something about having just a person following the character just seemed kind of boring, so I thought I would just kind of stick with this sort of mythical animal sort of aspect. So in the end, I put some little bunny rabbit sort of things looking at this mysterious honey monster sort of dinosaur thing that's passing through. And they are watching it go through their forest or their mountain, and they're looking at it all mysteriously. And that's about it. I had a lot of fun putting this traditional piece into digital, and I definitely think this is something that I could play around with in the future. It was really fun, and I also had a lot of fun just in general doing digital art again, because it's something that I rarely do these days since I've gone back to watercolor. And I hope you guys enjoyed me mixing it up like this, so let me know if you enjoyed this. Hopefully I can surprise you guys some more in the future with some crazy different mediums, or just some different mediums in general. It doesn't have to be crazy, I guess. Come on, Kasey, calm down. Maybe I'll do some paper crafting next. Maybe I'll make whatever it is into a plushie next. You know, one of those crappy plushies I keep making in live streams. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this prompt. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in, I guess, the end card. Hello, it's the end card. You guys never fail me with your creativity. This was such a difficult prompt, but as usual, you guys blew me away, because what the heck, where do you get these ideas? So as usual, I am going to talk about a couple of featured ones. We've got the first one by Almoon. For some reason, I could just imagine a mouse doing this. I don't know why, but your simple but effective background was so cute, and seeing this person made out of a lollipop was both creepy and adorable, and I love this piece. And Benevolent Bunny's piece, where there's a mannequin at a doctor's office there for, I guess, a replacement part, which I thought was funny, but the funniest part was the lollipops, because mannequins, I can only assume, can't eat lollipops even if they're alive like this. This mannequin doesn't have a mouth, so whoops, poor mannequin. So once again, thank you all for joining. If you don't know how to join, hashtag KaseyThePrompt on Instagram, Twitter, or Tumblr, and I will see your posts. But please keep in mind that I appreciate all of you joining, but I can't put everybody in the end card, so thank you so much if you do join. I do see them all. Alright, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.